Hello, Geeks and Gamers. Matt Lemke here with Your Gamer Goggles, gamer-goggles.com. Today we're going to talk about Battlecry. Paizo sent me a copy of the PDF, so I wanted to dive in before Gen Con and get you guys a video. So if you're going to be at Gen Con, you can pick it up with the current things that are going on with distribution. If you don't know about that, just ask below in the comments, and I'll post what I understand and what I know about how distribution has been affected by the bankruptcy of Diamond. Battlecry is a little bit different than other books because it focuses a lot on battle, really, and using the troops, the troop unit types or troop monster types, creature types, to enter into combat and actually give yourself like a squad-on-squad style of combat. So you have in this book what you would normally get from every other Pathfinder book that releases new character classes in Ancestry. You're going to get equipment, dedication feats, new spells, new class feats. And we're going to go over a lot of that, but we're going to go through it very quickly. If you want more from me on any of these topics, let me know, and I'll make a video on it. There's already been a lot of discussion about the Commander and the Guardian, but I'm going to cover them briefly here as well. So I'm going to start with the Jotunborn. Jotunborn are giantkin. They feature new heritages, and they have some really cool feats like plane stepping. Plane stepping allows them to stride once, and it doesn't trigger any reactions that would normally trigger off of movement, because you're actually shifting out of your plane and appearing in another spot after you return to this plane, or the plane you're in. There are several battle backgrounds, and these range from everything from a battle mechanic to martial musician, orphans, healers, and more. So the first class, well, because alphabetical, is the Commander. Why would you want to play Commander? Because you want to be a leader in combat is probably the best way to do it. And the Commander, I foresee, is going to be very good within troops in skirmish warfare. But basically, the Commander is that guy who is inspiring. To me, well, we'll get into me a little bit here. So Commanders are intelligence-based, and their key feature is their command banner. And this, to me, like it's not one person doing it, but I envision, as soon as I saw the word command banner, the flag at Iwo Jima being put up by the Marines, because it's something that inspires the troops. And that's basically what your command banners do. A command banner can be basically anything. It has the hardness of basically the item that it is. So if it's a flag, it has the hardness and hit points of a flag. And must be visible to your allies. They must be within 30 feet. And if it is basically what it does is it grants a status bonus on will saves versus fear. And if it's lost, destroyed, or broken, stolen, while it's in use, or while the effect is in while it's affecting your party members, your allies, they become frightened one. And yes, it can be set, and then you can move away from it, and the effect happens from that location. So if you need to use two hands in combat, you can still use two hands. They also have the tactics ability, which is basically part of daily preparation, and you, at the start, at first level, you start with 5, and you pick 3 of the 5 every morning, or after every rest, I should say. And they range from offensive, defensive, and then there's like a master category that does more special things. The Guardian is what you play if you want to be the guy who is the last man standing because he just soaks that much damage, or maybe you want to work for the Secret Service. They have a D12, and the strength is their key ability. Key features, or the key feature for them is taunt. Hey, I'm over here. And they can even taunt mindless creatures, which I think is really kind of neat. I don't know how effective it's going to be yet, but hey, anyway. And again, it has a 30-foot range. Me personally, I think I would like to see that scale with level, and maybe I'm going to play with that, or scale like every, like at level 5 and 10, maybe a little bit. Depends, I guess, on the campaign too. But so if the taunted creature takes an action that is not against the guardian, or it's against an ally instead, basically the taunted creature takes a -1 status bonus or status penalty to its attacks. Is it status? It might not be status, don't quote me on that. To attack and DCs. And the effect of taunting ends at the start of the Guardian's next turn. They also have this really cool kind of thing, at least I think it's cool, I haven't seen it in play yet, Ever Ready. They gain a reaction every time initiative is rolled that can be used for either a Guardian class feat or a Guardian class feature. There are several new archetypes in this book. The Eldari Duelist is one of them. A lot of people have mentioned things about that online in the community. There's a War Mage, a Gorilla, which the Gorilla is one of the ones that I actually want to play around with the most. And I find the Iridian, I go Iridian, Choir Master to be rather unique and interesting because you have a student, a pupil, and that pupil is a member of the party. So there is that as well. And then the next big section that is introduced in this is followers, which is kind of neat. They have, well, it's not really, I don't know how big it is, but the book is 226 pages, and I'd say half of it is probably on the character classes and dedications and the ancestry. Followers, this section contains rules for building followers, and this includes how to build them and a list of actions for them as minions. So followers rely on the NPCs for many things: direction, support, finance, like they have to pay them. They rely on them for other things as well, and they have minions. Now, a follower does not have to be like from in the story the whole time. So there's a lot of different degrees of followers, and they go over that in how to build them and how to play them. The last section, well, before the last section of the book, there's several new pieces of equipment, including siege equipment in the book. There's new magic and new rituals in the book. The Cavalier, Thaumaturge, Sorcerer, and Summoner, I think that's all receive new feat options in this book as well. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into the siege equipment or anything like that here, or any of the archetype classes or dedication feats. We'll save that for another time, because the Art of War, which is skirmish warfare, is, to me, the most unique part of this book. And this introduces a new rule set for skirmish warfare. And when I say skirmish warfare, I mean a group of guys led by an individual. In modern terms, it would be like 2 squads led by 1 person, and they move up and help each other flank. Or that would be more broken down, because you have 1 leader in a group of, depending on the troop type in the game, maybe 10 monsters, or 10 gnomes, or 10 dogs, whatever the troop type breaks down to be. And they lead them. Now, with that said, this is designed to make large-scale battles on your campaign field more fluent, easier to play. It always stinks, in my opinion, when you make a big battle and you pick up 20 D20s and have to roll them and figure out what's going on. It's very time consuming. What they have basically done is they've taken this, and you take a PC and you put them in a troop. And they are positioned within that troop, they are a part of that troop, and they act together as a unit with a combined total of 5 actions. And the way the 5 actions get broken down is the player who's controlling the PC chooses whether or not the PC gets 3 actions or the troop gets 2 actions every round. And you can switch that. It could go 3 actions to the troop, 2 actions to the player, or the PC, and vice versa. Movement, you can't. It has a restriction of you can't move more than 3 acts in a round. Now, with that said, you are allowed to combine any of the feats like Elf Step within those 3 acts, so you can really scoot across the table. There are also rules for routing, and basically a route check happens to check to see what's going to happen to the troop unit if the PC falls unconscious and if the troop unit takes enough damage that they fall a threshold. A threshold is, I think, 25% of their hit points. So every time they move, so let's say it's 100 points, and I'm correct on the threshold being 25. So at 74 hit points, maybe 75, we'll say 75. At 75 hit points, they would have to make a route check. And then again at 50, and again at 25. And there's more rules on that. The section of the book on the skirmish rules also has a very good example that you play through. 1 round, it might be 2 rounds of combat with the troop types. Further, it has the leader, the PC that is joining a troop unit can, during daily preparation, make a skirmish bond, which gives you special effects with your troop as things unfold in combat. It also includes the rules for building a skirmish campaign or a war campaign, for building encounters, and it even gives you the way to calculate the XP level of difficulty for an encounter. And also there's a complete list of the troop type units that have been published prior to this in all the books, and there are about, I think it's 13 new troops listed in the book. So what do I think about Battlecry? Well, I'm excited for it because I'm a miniature war gamer. On top of all the role playing I do, I play miniature war games quite frequently, and I have felt for, I think, probably 20, 30 years now that role-playing games have been missing this element, and I think that this might be a good way for the element, for a good trial run for this element to work. I have some mixed emotions about whether the 5-action economy will mix well with the 3-action economy, because one PC might end up in a troop and the other PCs might not end up in a troop. So how balanced is it going to feel for the other players at the table? I am uncertain of that yet. I am going to Gen Con in 2 days, and I did sign up for a Battlecry event. So after Gen Con, I will give you a detailed report of what I think and whatnot. I hope it works. I really do. With that said, who is Battlecry for? So Battlecry is for anyone that wants to play a Guardian or a Commander, or the Jotunborn, or any of the dedication types, but more so I think it's for anyone who's interested in a war style campaign. So I think I'm not totally up to date, maybe I'm behind, or maybe it hasn't started yet. I do believe there is a war campaign coming to the world of Galaria, and this is a great way for you to prep your players and prep yourself to do it. If you're a GM and you want to write a campaign or have a campaign in a world that is very militaristic, this book, it's not a must, but it's really good with all of the stuff that is in it, especially some of the siege equipment and some of the things that are going to give you other ideas, like war mages being able to do rituals while doing sieges, having siege rituals that they can perform, and things of that nature. I'm glad that I have this book, and after looking through it, I would definitely be buying it, because they're in the game world that I'm playing in. There are some areas that are full of war right now, and I really want to try this 5-action economy portion of it, because I'm not sure it's enough to make it work, but I think the fact that they didn't come up with a totally new rule set and they put the action economy into it is a great starting place. There will probably be some hiccups with it somewhere, and I think over time there will be adjustments to this rule set, but I'll let you know more after Gen Con. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.
Hi guys, meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in a link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know, you're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye guys.